Hey, what is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and degen freaks? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the live show. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing good, feeling good, looking good. We started our day and our week strong with a run, and we worked out, we lifted a little bit, and it was a lot better to start our week off like this instead of starting our week off with anger like we were doing the past 2 weeks. We were waking up and immediately going to the charts and either getting really upset or getting just a little bit of a high from maybe winning a little trade here and there. But I think it's better now that we go into this week just every day. We get a little run in, get a little workout in, get a little sweat, and then go to the charts and then look at the markets and kind of see what's going on and just come at this thing with a more clear head and know that we've had pretty much the same strategy and thesis for the past year and a half that we've developed over time by studying the people that do really good technical analysis, people that have been through multi-cycles, people that have done the thing, they've sold too early, or they round tripped a bag, or they were too heavy in altcoins and didn't have any BTC at all, and then they were like, wait a second, maybe I should actually start to buy some Bitcoin over time and then be a little more less exposed to altcoins. Maybe the altcoins are just a modality just to get more Bitcoin if we can time it and do it in the most efficient way. But this is what we're going to talk about today on the live stream. We're going to talk about how there are cycles, there are repeating patterns. They kind of rhyme. They're not exact, but they do meet up in just the way that Bitcoin works and how it's been explained now over time, and how the miners have to make money. The miners that are across the world need to be profitable. They have to basically, Bitcoin has to be offered at a premium over time, when every single 4 years it's just going to be offered as a premium with the nature of the supply and demand. And now that we have all the bullish sentiment going into the markets for governments buying Bitcoin for strategic reserves, we have nation states and sovereign wealth funds and all these things being a trajectory towards money supply and fiat currency that's printed, which can be debased and devalued, and also make things like inflation happen when there's too much currency in the supply that makes goods and services eventually go up through inflation, not by the actual scarcity and supply shock, supply inflation, but this is from monetary debasement inflation. So this is why people like Michael Saylor, who today just bought a lot of Bitcoin every Monday, buying Bitcoin, and they figured this out. They were like, this is what most of the world's wealth is going to end up in Bitcoin, and you want to be there first. You want to be there first before everyone else. So we're going to get into how this is going to represent a altcoin season that will come, and it's reliant on some factors. It's reliant on just previous cycles. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look why March to August is going to be real key times to be able to still accumulate and also catch the momentum of us going into the most parabolic zones in the parabola, which we're currently in right now. And so we're going to get into all that. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, dinging the bell to be notified, because we do these live streams Monday through Friday and we don't skip a beat. We do these all the time. So we want to make sure you guys are in here interacting with the chat, interacting with each other, asking me questions, and keeping me on my toes, because this is what it's all about. We're all here to learn, and we want to just do our best in these market cycles and try not to get so distracted with all of the crazy noise around. So let's get into it. All right, so make sure you guys are actually hitting the like button. You got to hit the like button. That would be really cool. The algorithm has been really, really bad on YouTube. I don't know why it's been so bad. There's no way that only 2 people have been notified for me going live right now, but that's okay. That's okay. See, Twitter's a lot better. Twitter, X, it basically, right when I go live, there's at least 10 people that just boom, they show up. But for some reason, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but YouTube has just been really bad at letting people know. I don't know what it is. It can't be the Trump talk anymore, because before it was like if you even put Trump in your thumbnail, if you put him in your title, it was like immediate shadow ban. They're like, we are not pushing your stuff. But now Trump's approval rating has gone up, so it's like it's probably better for the algorithm if you even put anything like that on even in the thumbnail. But I digress. But yeah, let's get into what's actually happening right now with Bitcoin. Let's see what is the price currently holding at. Let's get all the Bitcoin charts all together, because we're going to go into the dominance too. We're going to go into all this because there's a lot of things that are reliant on us actually going into a true altcoin run like we had last year in March, and we'll show you the coins that really did the best out of that and what coins we think are going to do the same, if not the same coins, and also some other coins that we think maybe lagged a little bit behind and didn't get as much of attraction, and we're going to go into those. So let's go into the chart right now. We actually do want to mention too that we all were talking about the cup and handle pattern breakout, and it really did do that. It really broke out to the steam of the cup and handle. We had made a joke that we had this Pepe, the MAGA Pepe that we drew like, I don't know, gosh, I mean, forever ago now. I mean, this dude was drawn a long time ago. He was wanting to sip on this steamy hot cup of coffee, Bitcoin cup of coffee here. And we just thought, we just got to give it some time. This would be like an overextended cup here, or handle. And we eventually broke out. Now, what this is doing here is this is an interesting pattern, because we want to show you this here. See the long consolidation and then the breakout. Now we have a short consolidation. Now, if we're looking at a specific post here, where did it go? Here it is. Now check this out. Now we have in the last year, 2023, and then 2024, you see a small consolidation, large consolidation, small consolidation after that, large consolidation, and you see this little pattern that happens here. And then you see this, we are in the small consolidation phase here to then bring it to the next go time, which will bring us into $150,000 range, which you can kind of see it here. We have it marked as the next range that we could be trading in is in between 120,000 and 127,000, 130. That's what we're eyeing, is this little area right here, because then once we get here, this could be the next stopping point. And we get into the hop zone, the frog zone, the Pepe zone, if Bitcoin's pumping, we think things like Pepe, Doge, SHIB, all the top memes are going to follow suit, because if Bitcoin is pumping and then consolidates a little bit, what's going to happen is we're going to have the dominance flip switch go into Ethereum. Bitcoin's going to cool down. We'll have Ethereum start to get a little bit more dominance. And I think because of the ETF inflows that I think are going to really start to go full force here, it's going to reset ETH into being bullish instead of bearish. They pulled down ETH enough, I think, to get some ETH buys to buy up buy up a lot of ETH, so then they can have it for their modalities for the ETFs, and also just for their own bag or institutional means, whether it be for staking. Think about what World Liberty Financial is doing. The Trump team, they're buying ETH like crazy. So, they at least expect a 2x or a 3x on their ETH return. So ETH at 5K or 6K is on the table, but it's just what's gonna push it? What's gonna really actually push it? Because what pushed Bitcoin was the ETFs. So the ETFs is what actually pushed Bitcoin up to all-time highs. And it wasn't retail. It wasn't like everyone decided, oh, I'm bullish on Bitcoin now, I'm gonna start DCAing. No, it was billions of dollars from BlackRock and all of these other funds that were acquiring Bitcoin alongside with people like Michael Saylor. I mean, big buys, billions of dollars. That's what is moving the price of Bitcoin. It's not the steady DCA of the retail investor. So that will come. That will come, but it's going to be I think maybe a smaller slow drip on that one. I want to make sure my gain isn't too loud. Does my mic sound okay? Because I looked like I was clipping, but I just want to make sure it sounds all right. Because it was way too far away from my face the last video I made. It sounded like I was in a tin can room. But yeah, you can see that the dominance, 64%. I mean, we could actually still see Bitcoin dominance go higher. We could see it go to 66%. I mean, we could actually probably see it go back. Yeah, I mean, look at the dominance that was here in what was the date here? In 2021, the dominance was like crazy right there. And then what's interesting is that look at where the dominance was in the quote, like altcoins pumping. Altcoins pumping. We go to the daily and we want to go to maybe, around here, January and March. Look at where the dominance was. It was at between 51%, 50%, and 56% around where altcoins were going crazy. So if you're wondering why altcoins are not doing what you want them to do, this is why. This is 100% why. The difference between the dominance on the market with Bitcoin as opposed to ETH and it going into altcoins is the complete representation of where you can kind of, not get it exact or try and time it perfectly, but where we're going to start to see the uptick into another pre-altcoin season section of the market, and we're coming up to it really soon. I think February is going to be the accumulation zone. This is like accumulation. Coins were getting listed at like super high valuations on exchanges and getting completely smashed. And we want to show you what that represents as what exchanges do when we have. Oh, nice. I'm reading the X comments. Got some Barra. Yeah, Barra. So yeah, Barra launched pretty high and now it took a bit of a dip. So if you're wanting to get into Barra chain with their token, it's on the dip now. So, and with a lot of stuff is in a great accumulation zone. Let's see. Oh yeah, you got some USDE to pool on Athena. Nice. So yeah, so that's the stable coin for Athena. It has gotten a big market cap valuation, and there's opportunities to probably do a lot of the staking, earning some yield. We're going to show you guys the kind of yield that we're earning right now. We've been doing the yield on Pulse Chain. So we're going to show you guys what we've kind of have tried to put our focus on is earning that incentive token, because we're going to show you the incentive chart and you're going to be like, this thing could go up 1,000%. I mean, if it continues to do what Richard Hart says he's going to do, or what the ecosystem will do with the burning of the tokens, holy crap. I mean, this is going to be, it could just, when ETH does what we're going to explain here, Pulse Chain could go wild. Because historically, when ETH does well, the layer 2s do well also. It's a piggybacking effect that when Ethereum is getting more volume. The strong ETH meme coins and strong ERC20 tokens a lot of the times get a bump up as well, because you got to think ETH is in the treasury of the liquidity pools that's providing the trading mechanisms for all these things to even buy and sell to begin with on decentralized exchanges and with the centralized exchanges too. So it's just like when people needed Sol to buy the meme coins, it made everything basically pump to why we had Solana meme coins go up to like $800 million market cap in a week's time. But then what we now start to see is that we have the where is my tweet? Where is it? Because it's really crazy, because I was like, this is how you can kind of see what happens here. You have to be fast with these things, and if you're not on chain trading it before the exchanges list them futures, this is what happens. So look, this is just an example of some AI coins that were listed on Binance futures, and look, and then they have a 95% drawdown from the listing till now. So most of the coins that are getting listings for futures are having a major drawdown. So what's happening here? Well, these exchanges are making a lot of money on shorting probably the token themselves, and also with the market makers. And so it looks like there might be a pattern here, guys. We look for the big futures listings for the big exchanges for these tokens, and you short it immediately because it seems like there's a big trend of it pushing it right back down to accumulation zone and support. Because look, we had futures on just even the small exchanges for something like Test token, that is the new Binance Smart Chain token that's now becoming the talk of the town, getting people back into BNB. This is essentially what they're doing right here. They're doing the same playbook even with the Test token here. So Test token was launched on some futures exchanges, like some that I use, like I think it was maybe was it BLOFIN or OURBIT? It was OURBIT, BLOFIN, or KCEX. I can't remember which one. And I noticed, like, the moment that it was listed on futures, it just took a plunge. I mean, it just boom. I mean, it was almost like the market was set up perfectly for it to get shorted right back down into the support range to then bring it back up to this level. And then once it hits resistance here, then it's almost like they could bring it right back down to this area. But who knows? I mean, it's like that. It seems like this is what they are doing to a lot of these tokens. And so this could be a really key metric and strategy that you can add as a research point to not get into some of these trades so fast. Let them get shorted. Let them, you don't even have to play part of the short. You can just go, this thing's going to get shorted to a level where then they're going to then reverse it on you and then make it and then go up. Because what they would like is people to get into trades where they're like, oh, it's listing, it's going to be bullish. Then they go into a long and then they get smashed. They get liquidated, and the exchanges make tons of money. And so then they also make money on the shorts themselves. And then, yeah, because you have to have buyers up here at these prices to be able to sell it to begin with. So if you have enough people that are willing to buy the price right up here at, say, with Swarms, they want to buy it up here at 22 cents. The market runs it up on chain and on the exchanges to 22 cents. Then people who are the people who didn't buy it on chain. They say, oh, Swarms is bullish now because it got listed. They buy it at 22 cents. And then all those people are selling it. And then the exchanges are selling it as well. They dump it. right here. Then you're like, let me try and get back in. They draw it back up, and then they just keep dumping it. It's like the same damn chart. Like they're like, let me dump it, run it, dump it, run it, right back into accumulation. And you can even see this on the Test Griffin chart as well. Like, because Test Griffin was one of those that had that same where it got listed futures. And that was when people were like, whoa, Test Griffin's going to be, that might be the next blah, blah, blah. And then boom. And then they just shorted the shit out of it. 56 cents. It went up to almost a $600 million market cap. I think that was like about a 6 mil market cap here. Or it was, yeah. And then they ran that sucker all the way back down to 158. So it's crazy. You can just see it playing out right here in these tokens when they list them. I haven't sold any either. I haven't sold any. Like all of what when you finally convinced me to buy Headband, the Test Griffin token, I hadn't sold any. I didn't buy a lot. Like I don't even know how much. I think I might have put 1 SOL or maybe 1.5 SOL. I don't know. Let's check. Let me see. I want to check. Let me see. I do not remember exactly how many tokens I have. I'll tell you how many. I have 813 tokens. So I don't have a lot of tokens. I need more tokens. So this would actually be a good accumulation zone to get more tokens. Right now it seems like it is doing well. Like it basically went right into the previous support range, and this is what all of these tokens seem to be doing. Here's the listing, and then they short it down. Here's the listing, and then they short it down. Here, look, listing, bring it down, bring it back up, bring it down. That's crazy. So this could be like the exchange playbook. It's almost like the hockey stick, boom, just and then so you have to play this game too though. This is the thing. You can't. So I was getting mad and frustrated because I think basically I was getting played out and not really focusing too much on like how these exchanges are listing these tokens, and you really have to watch them because it's not just Binance and like Bybit or Coinbase. It's almost like the other exchanges are the setup too, and you have to watch them, watch how they're listing these tokens, and just know that once they list them, there will be a drawdown. You have to kind of wait and see how long it takes for the drawdown. So we now can know that if a token is starting to get listed futures, we got about right from the top a 20-day consolidation drawdown. So a 20-day so if you can be patient and wait 20 days after a token is listed futures and starts to get up to what we would consider the peak of the token, you could either do it on the reverse. You could be very risky and try and short it and say there, and then just know that like here's the support, you know. I mean, it basically went right down into the previous support established right here. A lot of these tokens probably have done this from the obvious, when things go up, it must come down. We could go to the base token, the AI XB, because this is like the one that is all like a popular token. Look, it's the same damn thing. Look, exchanges futures it. People got bullish, and if they were able to get right here, that was amazing, good entry. But then right here is when they really started to see AI XBT getting listed, and you were like, whoa, this thing is like, you're starting to see it now. And then boom, and then it did this same kind of consolidation here, right back down into the range, and now here's the other potential bottom here. Very similar chart. Crazy. All right, so I guess what I'd like to analyze here is there are a lot of opportunities for us to be patient, and instead of chasing stuff, chasing the white rabbit, we can just say, okay, what has pulled back pretty much everything? What is trading really strong on the pullback and has bounced significantly, and where could you find those projects? We've seen that Litecoin has bounced really well. Virtual, Hex, and we're going to get into it. The last portion of the live stream, we're going to get into the Hex ecosystem, Pulse Chain, PulseX, PLSX, and the opportunities and things that are happening there, because it's the wave hasn't come on there just yet, but it might. I'm pretty sure it's going to, and it'll just be that the metrics are going to be there, and it hasn't gone down. It hasn't had any issues like a lot of these big chains have. And even though people might not like Richard Hart and he's very cocky, the metrics and the numbers don't lie. You can't fake the numbers in regards to like what the ecosystem is kind of building and doing with the burning and all that stuff. So it's really interesting. So I've been on it for a while. But now it's probably going to start to come up in a topic of conversation with the big KOLs and all the people. They'll end up capitulating and start talking about it when they know they could have been this entire time. So Wile E. Coyote, XYO is staying really strong. That's another one that is staying really strong in terms of a DPIN token. And what's crazy is that XYO is so undervalued in terms of an ERC20 token and what it has available and what it's doing. It doesn't make sense that it hasn't crossed over like a $2 billion market cap. Yeah, so like when it goes to $1 billion market cap, or over $1 billion market cap, that it would be getting close to 50, maybe about 50 cents. It's so undervalued. I don't get it. I really this is why I want to buy so much more of XYO, because it is very undervalued. It makes no sense. Fartcoin right now has $635 million market cap. It offers no value besides it just being Fartcoin, which it's okay. You could say all these other other things, they don't really offer any value as well, but people don't care. They don't care about product. They don't care about if your blockchain's the fastest or whatever it is. But I think eventually we see a Binance listing. We see the Tesla partnership. We see the Layer 1 launch. We see all this stuff. And then as it was ignored at $260 million market cap, then people start to buy it when it's over $1 billion or $2 billion. There is a funny meme where there's like there's only one person willing to buy it at its current price, which is at a cent. And then there's a line of people lined up to then buy it when it's at like $1. And I love that. I always love seeing memes like that. And it's always good if it's, you make it for your own token that you hold, which I for sure hold a bag of XYO. It's one of the first cryptos that I found and actually mined. That's why I like it. It's like, it's not because I get like paid to talk about it or something like that, which I don't, which I would tell you if I was, but I just like the token. I just kind of like it. Do you feel like you've been playing the infinite money game? The infinite game? Pressing A? How do you feel? How do you feel? All right, so let's run through. We wanted to mention about the exchanges listings. We wanted to mention about some of the, some of the drawdowns. We gave you where we think the altcoin season is going to start ramping up here. You can see when we get in these areas right here is where we start to have the the altcoin season pre-season. We had a real pump up here in December because we had that run leading up into Christmas. And then so the coins that are the top 50 performers right now, that's so crazy. Ohm has been doing really, really, really well. Ohm Mantra has been crushing it. It's a RWA project. It shows that the RWA narrative is going to be one of the strongest narratives, which is the real world assets. If you don't know what I'm meaning by that. Now, the real world assets market is not, it's kind of vague. It's like, okay, what do you mean by real world assets? Well, say there is you have a company that is already an established company. You sell products. You have whatever it is that you do as products and services. If you want to then have part of your business be tokenized, then you would use something like Ohm to facilitate the liquidity or the process of helping maybe a big company run through a tokenization process. And that's just one like modality. But then I'm sure there's probably all other different aspects of getting real world assets and tokenization by ways of Chainlink. Chainlink is also helping kind of bridge those gaps between different institutions to have their stock tokenized. So the stocks is also one thing. The real estate. I mean, it's like you could kind of go across the board. So that's going to be huge. And then you can go in and put that against with DePIN, which is the decentralized infrastructure networks that can have things to do with storage, data, Wi-Fi, phone networks, product networks, manufacturing, location data, all that. Like, that's huge. So companies spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on those networks and securing them and using certain ones. So crypto is all over that. That's what it like, that kind of stuff, like the cryptos that are doing the deep, which is what XYO does. That's why I'm so bullish on it. So those two narratives are huge. But you can see here we have like we said, Chainlink and Aave. We have HBAR, Doge. Different switch up here. For what was pumping pretty substantially was, we had Jupiter and, all these things like Tau. Pepe was doing well, but everything has kind of taken a pullback on this section right here, which was like Render, Near, R, Pepe, Pol, Uni, AVAX, ADA, kind of took a pullback. And now we've had a switch over into Litecoin and Tron and Wrapped Bitcoin, Aave, HBAR, all the, these like, this is American stuff. Ondo is also going into big of trying to tokenize stocks and real world assets. And so this is where the money's flowing for what type of altcoin season we're going to have. Is it going to be the memes? Are memes going to come back? Are the strong memes going to come back? Are we going to have a rotation out of the garbage memes, all the stuff that was overvalued, and then have a rotation into things that maybe people will or the things that will stand the test of time? What will actually stand the test of time out of the rotation of the pump and dumps into what is going to be, can last over a year, last over a year and a half, whatever it may be, the check marks of what can make a token actually last. All right. There's a couple things I want to remind you guys. Check out the link tree. We updated the link tree, so make sure you're clicking on that. It's got everything that I want you to click on. So check it out. Fear and greed. We're still in fear. Bitcoin is under 100K. ETH under 3K. XRP sitting at $2.40. We got BNB at 600. I think BNB could push up close to $1,000 it's just when we start to see the run on the rest of the market here. Dogecoin at 25 cents, I think is a great buy. I think Doge still has the potential to do that multi-cycle run where we get the next leg up, especially because Doge has been just memed across the entire existence of mainstream media with what the Department of Government Efficiency is doing. Sui was added on Phantom Wallet. Now you can have Sui native on the Phantom Wallet and have Sui memes. So now your Phantom Wallet is just gonna look like a mess of dust. You're like, if you're a degen, you're gonna have ETH dust, Solana dust, Sui dust, and you're just gonna hope that all those dusty tokens end up 50xing down the line, and that's a community takeover. And liquidity just gets injected into all your dead tokens. Hit the like button if you want that to happen for all your dusty tokens. Your dusty tokens, your tokens getting a little dusty. Might be a little dust on the bottle. Is a thing gets sweeter with time. Might be a little dust on the wallet, 'cause you bought everything that you saw inside. You guys know that song. That's an old country classic. That's a banger. That's a banger. I was running sound for a Nashville group, and they were a lot of fun. They were playing all like the country hits, and it's always fun to watch people like that. They just love playing what they're playing, and they were having a great time, and they were playing all the country classics. So that was one of them that they played, and it's been popping in my head off and on. Brings me back. All right, so I want to remind you guys again. I'm going to be like Benjamin Cohen. Shout out to Benjamin Cohen for always reminding us that Bitcoin dominance is probably the most important thing that you can watch as a metric for the entire market. The entire market. If you just watch Bitcoin dominance and what it does, what happened when we had Bitcoin dominance go to 64%? The market tanked on the altcoins. Everything was going down. And then basically when we had, Bitcoin dominance at 54% around here, and then that was when we had the alts going crazy. So what do you see here? What are you connecting here? How are you connecting the dots right now? Okay, Bitcoin dominance is the key. We get back down here, altcoins fly. And it's the only way. We've seen it. It's just been what happens. And we can go to the ETH dominance and show you that, here you go, November, leading up into December, going into what happened with the December dominance switch, 15%, 14%. Look where we're at and why the alts have just not been really doing what you want them to do. But then we're going to mention Litecoin. Litecoin has been doing exactly what we expected it to do, because this is what it's done before, right here. Bring it here. It's doing the same thing. Now, this is the take profit range. Now, I'm using Litecoin as my metric of when I'm actually going to take profits. I'm not selling anything. Nothing. I'm not doing it. Right now, I'm not doing it. I'm not selling anything. I'm buying. And I'm going to sell when Litecoin is in between 273 and 350. Because that is where, when we had the last run of 2017, run of 2021, and now we're going to have the run right here. Bears and people that don't understand cycle metrics are going to tell you that it's over, and we're going to go to like $64 of Litecoin. But I would be, if I'm a wager to bet that it's just going to do this. It's just going to do this. It's going to do some swanky thing until it gets to here. Then you can DCA your little booty to the bank around these times. Now, I'm going off of previous cycles. I'm using Litecoin as an oscillating metric wave to have an area that I want to DCA out in. I'm not selling. I'm not going to like sell out everything. I'm just going to be like, whoa, my bags are going to be up a lot, and I probably should scoop some off because there could be a big consolidation once we get up to those levels, because then we could go off of historical data. That's usually the case. We hit that peak price, and then we get the sell off. So this is why I'm using Litecoin as my metric. We're still in a great accumulation, so we're sitting at right above the purple box, which is where we've always had a range established. So here's two important things that you could study and bring and use this as your strategy. Altcoin season is not happening until Bitcoin dominance goes down. The peak of altcoin season is represented with Litecoin hitting in between a range of 275 and 358. The peak of Bitcoin when it comes to the halving in the 4-year cycle is represented in a 500-day peak from the halving point. So when you go to Bitcoin and you look at where we've had the biggest runs, it's 500 days after the halving. 500 days after the halving. So if you go from a halving point in 2020, I don't remember exactly when the exact halving date was, but it's 500 days. So 500 days to its peak max. $500 days. We know what the halving was for 2024 was April, end of April. It was the 24th of April. It was the end of April. We go 500 days out. Guess where we're at? We're in this area of the market. I want to lock. How can I want to lock all drawings. There we go. No. I want that to stay. All right, so look at this. You go 500 days out, average. This is the average draw out for where we get to the peak price of Bitcoin, okay? We're only of the first phase quarter of the way. We're not even halfway yet. We're not even at the $150,000 halfway point of where this thing could go, just based on what has happened previously. Has nothing to do with the bullishness or the sentiment or anything that is doesn't matter. This is only just going off of what has happened in previous cycles for halving years. Now then you add in all of the other bullish things that we know of what has happened with the Trump administration, the promises, and the setup for the United States to be the top performing country on crypto in just across the board is what I think their true plans are, because then if it's going to be a digital arms race, America is going to be in that race. They're not going to try and drop out and not be in the race and let countries like China or Russia or India or Brazil or South Africa, Europe, EU, they're not going to let anyone be first. So if that is the play and that's the setup, then we just have to be front running it before the big actual floodgates start to happen and we get the thing happening. Latina's buy early. That's funny. You must be from the Latino community. You're like, I'm buying early. I don't know what you're talking about. Shout out to the Hispanic Latino community. So what's crazy is like the Hispanic and the Latino community actually came out in droves to vote for Trump, more so than they did the last time. So something happened. There was like an awakening, a revolution or something with the black voters, Hispanic voters, white voters. Just everyone of all ethnicity came out to vote, like way more than ever before. But they don't want to tell you that. Like the mainstream media always paints it like we're divided and there's a bunch of racism, and they want to make us fight. They want to make us fight over stupid crap, and they always want to try and push the racism card and try and make us fight over race. And that it's because that's how they can control us, is just to make us fight and make us feel like there's this big divide, which there's not. It's all false. It's just to make you a slave and to make you distracted at the fact that they're stealing your money. They're all stealing your money. All the people that were outside of the Department of Education building trying to go in there and keep the scam going, those people, they want you to fight. They want you to be divided, and not because once you stop fighting and you analyze what's happening in the background, like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, you're going to go, oh my God. But then it's funny because at the same time, you think people would react like that and go, oh my God. But then there's all these people that are mad at the fact that the government is being audited and there's billions of dollars of negligent funds and scams and DEI, equity, whatever, inclusion stuff, millions of dollars spent on just insanity. And people are getting mad about that. They're like, I'm mad that they're uncovering where my money's going. And it's hilarious. It just shows that the brainwashing for some of these people has been successful, and that the ultimate goal of the deep state in the system is to have an army of people to fight for them. So then they don't even have to. They don't even have to create a fault. They've successfully have had people parrot all of the stuff that they want them to parrot, even though their money is being stolen right from under them. That mind boggles me. Because I think about it and I get mad, and I would love to be in the streets protesting, but I ain't got time for that. I gotta work. So that's where you think most of the people that are actually probably really angry and mad about having their money taken away from them, they ain't got time to be out in the streets protesting like all these libs and all these people with their issue. I'm like, where do you have the time to go out in the street and protest? Don't you have a job? Where's your job? How do you have time to go out? Where's your kids? How do you have time? Oh yeah, these people actually bring their kids too, which is crazy. How do you have the time to do this? For real. So either they're getting paid by the Soros Foundation to be out there in the streets, or they're getting welfare check. I don't know. It's crazy. But it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'm like, how do these people have the time to be out in the street protesting Trump and doing all the things? I don't know. I'm going to be like the guy on Big Lebowski. Get a job, sir. The bum's lost. The bum's lost. Get a job, sir. The dude's like, certain things have come to light, man, and you just don't understand the nature of. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh, the people are in now. Okay, why do people come in when I start ranting? You don't want to hear me ranting. But the chat came in hard. It might have been because I think Army Piper came in to rally the troops. Let's go. Yes. We got Randy in the chat as well. Let's go. You guys are awesome. Well, if you're just coming in, I was just explaining just the sheer effectiveness of psyoping people and brainwashing people. It is apparent. It's crazy. Oh, you redirected people. Oh, yes, let's go. Dude, you're the best, man. You are the best. I need to do that. I gotta redirect. Like we'll do a cross redirecting. I might only redirect maybe like 5 people to you. I'll redirect 5 Dano Dojo crew members, and they'll be happy to come into your live stream. No, you're the best. But you guys are cool. Yes, destroy the like button, because then if you hit the like button, that's how we're gonna get more people in here, and YouTube will finally reward me. But I will say though, YouTube, I finally got like a check from YouTube because I realized I was like, oh, I could have been getting a check this whole time, but I didn't do my taxes. I didn't do my taxes on the YouTube AdSense, and I finally got a check. And I'll tell you the reality. If you're a creator and you're thinking, yo, like, what's the time trajectory of like when I would actually get paid from doing YouTube? It takes like 2 years. It takes like 2 years or longer to actually get the watch time hours and to start getting paid. For real, it takes that long. So if you're wondering like what's the actual turnaround of turning some kind of thing, like all the whatever hours you're putting in, it takes a while. It takes a little bit. So just know that that's the reality, and don't have these like super high expectations like you're going to get a $1,000 check like in the first like month of starting YouTube. It's just not going to happen. So you have to give it patience, and that's why we're going to give you the patience TA right now. And 95, that's crazy. That's a crazy metric, Army Piper. 97% of channels never get monetized. That's freaking wild. I'll tell you though, my goal was to get those watch time hours. The watch time hours, woo! It's like you have to have people watching. That's it. It's just like you have to get people to stay on your channel. If you don't stay consistent and you kind of don't have a consistent posting schedule or have some type of breakout like that, it's tough. It's really tough. So, but yeah, congratulations that you were able to do it in 3 months. I don't know how long it's like at a point where, the monetization, man, it was like, it took a bit because we were at points where we weren't super consistent, and then we finally started to really ramp it up, and then that was it. All right. Since everyone kind of came in here and we got redirected, this is the TA that I was breaking down for today's live stream, is that the altcoin season is completely 100% based off of Bitcoin dominance. Okay. So Bitcoin dominance is all you really need to understand to where, if we're going to have runs and liquidity going into altcoins and a flip of Bitcoin and ETH dominance, and we see it play out almost every time. Now, it might be fluctuations and different ranges of the dominance, but we've seen that now that when Bitcoin dominance went to 64% was when we had the biggest like consolidation of the alts, and the alts got smashed, and we had Bitcoin also going down, but then the dominance went up. But when we had dominance here in December, right here at 54%, is when we had altcoins according to this index here up in the altcoin season range. The same thing happened here last year in January and March. January and March, we did the same thing. And then what coins were pumping super hard right here was we had ETH. ETH went up like 20% in one day on one of these days during January, February, March. I can't remember exactly what day. I think it was in February. But what it did is it brought dominance, and then now we'll look at the dominance of ETH during that time. ETH dominance during that time was, let's find it. Where's the ETH dominance chart? Very important. This is very important. Look at the dominance where ETH was in January and February and March and May. That was also the next little run because we had a pump hard right there. You can see it. And then it went down. That was when people started to take a little bit of profits. And then it ran back up and got back up into 18%. But look, 18%. That's what actually is going to give the run in altcoins, the true run. I'm talking about like when we're going to start going up 50% on the daily, where then some of your coins, possibly if you're holding some of these, hopefully you are going to start pumping hard. Now look at the dominance. The freaking dominance now on ETH is like went down as low as 9%. And now it's sitting at 10%. So 10% ETH dominance. And we're seeing, you know, the institutions are scooping up ETH. Look, the Trump family's scooping up ETH. I think we're going to see the dominance start to go back up with ETH, but it's going to take a little bit because look, I mean, it's getting crushed. It got crushed. And so we're seeing the dominance now with Bitcoin starting to get up there. Like we're starting to see now, look, I mean, it just went up to 64%. Okay. So until we get the dominance go back down in between at least 56 to 57, where we had it right here, we'll start to see the alts go. That's what I'm starting to understand. And it really helps. And Benjamin Cohen talks about this a lot. This is why always Benjamin Cohen he's like, look, do you have time to talk about Bitcoin dominance? Because if you don't, then you might get smashed and be overexposed to alts at the wrong times. And we've experienced this, and then it'll destroy you in your trading as well, because then you might be going overexposed into alts, especially when we start to see the flip of dominance, and then boom, this goes up. And then this is what happened. When this happened, guess how much got liquidated out of the market? $8 billion total got liquidated out of the markets because everyone was going full long alts, and we got smashed. We were all overextended bullish on the Trump like pump, and with all of the tariff news, with all of the tariff scares and all the things that are happening in terms of the geopolitical trade, it had caused the market to capitulate hard. And so now we're getting a flush, we reset, and these are the metrics that are going to actually help you go into the next couple months, because we think, like we showed you with Litecoin, so this is also something. So we got three different metrics. We have the Bitcoin dominance, we have the sorry, I just went blank. But the Bitcoin dominance is really, really important. And then we have the Litecoin metric. Let's go to Litecoin. Where is Litecoin? Where's it at? Because Litecoin is also the representation of the altcoins as an oscillating wave. Where the hell is Litecoin? I am missing it. Litecoin. Where are you at? I see link. My eyes there. Oh, it's at the top. Oh, because it's the top performing thing right now. Look at Litecoin is crushing it. All right, so Litecoin is doing really, really well. Now, why is it doing well? Now, it is going to be the representation of a strong run with altcoins. Litecoin, the last time we were in this parabola zone, in the purple box, in the purple range, bear market range, we did this. We just followed the trend up. We established a bottom. We traded above the range and then went back down, consolidated. And then the moment that we went back down and consolidated, which is at the exact I can't make this up, guys. I can't make it up. Look, it's right there in front of us. It's right in front of our eyes. Here you go. Representation of the run and established bottom from previous support on even the last halving year cycle. 2020 was when we had the halving. 2021 was the bull run year. Every time we've had a 4-year halving cycle, we have the recovery year on it of the halving, and then the year after is when we have the biggest run. And so we're establishing this to then now from here, if we give it some time and give it up till where we get to look, and it's happening in the same freaking spot too, February. And then we go into March, February, go into March, April, and look at how they can look at the chop. But it still was in an uptrend. But look at the chop. You're going to get the same chop from the bottom here. You're going to get the same chop. And look, all I'm doing is this is previous market data. We're going to get a pump going into March, probably up into close to over $200. This is my call. I know you Litecoin fans would be very, very, very happy and pleased for this to be happening, but it's not going to come without its volatility. Like, look at this. This is what I think is truly going to happen. So this is where I am wanting to take profits on coins, is when Litecoin reaches in this range. It doesn't have to be exactly like, geez, it gets up to 270. This would be like DCAing out. Like here we're DCAing in. We're still DCAing. Like, this is still great levels of accumulation because we're so early still, I think, in this particular run after the halving, that there's so many different coins that are in this consolidation phase. If you're looking at on the daily, you could look at it on the weekly. The weekly would reveal it more to you, that we're in established ranges to just freaking explode. Algorand, Sand, Render. You could look at all of these things and know that these are in the accumulation ranges. All the DeFi tokens, lending tokens. Cardano went right back into that zone, bounced from that zone, established levels from previous all-time highs, $240 and $3. Solana DEX tokens traded back into this range. AVAX back into the range. We're still so early. We are massively early. But like I said, we are not going to get the altcoin run until Bitcoin dominance goes down. That is the only way we're going to really start to see the run. But I think if you're buying alts and you're buying spot and you're buying the dips, you're buying every time, the chart looks like garbage or there's a big drawdown, then you will probably be very successful coming into the next 4 to 6 months, because that's when things are going to start moving in the 50 to 60% on possibly the daily, when we have a true ETH run. Now, what is going to make ETH run? We have a metric on that as well, why we think Ethereum, what was the far side? This is why we think ETH is going to get a push through the modality of the ETF. Now, what actually made Bitcoin go to all-time highs. It wasn't retail. It's not like everyone decided that they believe in Bitcoin now and now they're going to start allocating percentages of their paycheck and it's a mass revolution. No, it was because BlackRock and through the modalities of a wealth transfer and billions and billions and billions of dollars going into BlackRock, probably from them manipulating the real estate market like they did in 2021 and 2022, buying up all the properties, selling them, and making a massive, massive profit. That's just on the real estate. They probably did all kinds of other stuff to be able to even have the wealth that they have and manage the wealth that they have. Then they use that to buy up all the Bitcoin, issue it through the ETF, and then now the ETF and through with Bitcoin pumped all-time highs. Okay, they're going to do the same playbook on ETH. They want to make money on this ETH ETF as well. So, and all these companies do, not just BlackRock, Fidelity, Bitwise, 21 Shares, VanEck, Grayscale had been still selling and offloading ETH, and also for Grayscale with the BTC ETF, offloading and selling and eventually transferring it all over into BlackRock. And this is what is going to happen with ETH. I've explained this before, and it's just, I'm just kind of going off of where my mind is going, where how is ETH going to pump? It's not going to be through people all of a sudden start to believe in ETH and now they're buying it. No, it's not like that, because if you truly want to be honest with yourself, retail and the open free markets is not what is actually making the charts move. It's the money that's printed, and these big institutions have so much printed money and they are able to borrow money at near zero interest rates. And where do you think it's going to go? That's where it's going to go. So Ethereum will see the inflow, but they've had to push it down to a competitive price that then they can at least get their 3 to 4x return, which then for us, because we're not in Ethereum hard, we're more in the memes. We're more in the things that we want to see the 10, 15, 20x returns. So if you're in the right things with Ethereum pumps and just does a 2x, well, your memes and your strong Ethereum projects that are set up and have liquidity on ETH and have good DEX volume trading are going to explode. They're going to explode. One of the tokens that was unexpected, that had that explosion whenever ETH just had that crazy move, was Floki. Look at what happened with Floki when ETH had that explosion, just that injection of liquidity. It went up 1,000%. It went up 1,000% in a matter of 30 days. In a month, it went up 1,000%. That's insane. That's insane. So this is kind of where my mind's at. This is what I'm looking at. I'm not getting scared. I'm not thinking that the bull market's over. I don't even care if it gets drawn down again. I have a good feeling that we're going to get this again. January to March from last year on a halving year historically has done the same playbook. People say this time it's different. It's not that different. The only difference is the sentiment. That is the only difference, is the sentiment. The charts have not changed. The sentiment has. Can that fuel the chart? Yes. Is it going to change like what's historically happened? I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be the damn same. Pretty similar. It's not going to repeat, but it'll rhyme. So this is where I'm putting my focus, accumulating as much Bitcoin as I possibly can, accumulating the coins and the things that I'm bullish on. They're not the same as yours. They could be similar, but if you have a strong feeling and you've been researching and you're like, look, you could go as far as be like, look, I think Tron, Cardano, and ENA are going to be the strongest 3 altcoins and perform so well. Then go ham in those 3 tokens. Then do it. Don't have that strong, like, that feeling and then not do anything about it and then just have $50 and 17 coins. Don't just have like small money and a bunch of coins you don't care about. Do the work, do the research, believe in something and go, you know what? Because of the involvement with Justin Sun, here, I'll just get a playbook of what you could say in conversation to yourself and say, okay, I've noticed that Charles Hoskinson is very friendly with the U.S. government, administration right now, and maybe could have something bullish with Cardano and some announcement with the Cardano's blockchain being used with the U.S. government. That's super bullish. Tron, with the involvement with Justin Sun in the World Liberty Financial and helping the Trump family do their crypto dealings and DeFi or whatever it may be, all the different funds, and them actually buying Tron and having Tron on World Liberty Financial, you'd be like, hey, that could be bullish long term. Same with ENA. ENA has all these partnerships and collateralized loan opportunities with exchanges with the stable coin, and then their Trump family, World Liberty Financial, is also buying ENA. So that you could just literally keep it that simple and say, here's 3 bullish coins and all of the explanation of why you could just put a couple $1,000s into each of these coins. And even just doing that and then having patience, calling it a day, you don't have to get caught up in the freaking noise. You don't have to get caught up doing this with all of the noise and all of the jeets on X or some trading group. You literally could take all of the gambling and the wash trading and the flip-flopping and the groping completely off the table. And all you have to do is just buy and hold and have a plan and a strategy of what you're going to do with said investment. And then that's that's really, if you think about Morad and what he's actually really talking about, he's not just bullish on memes. He's bullish on you having a strategy and a plan, and are you going to believe in something? He just with his thesis thinks that the memes, not just everything, but cult community that believe in something. Now, that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a cult, is like a cult of people in a guild of people that believe in it so much that they're willing to put all of their hard-earned money into it to participate in the network. It's the same thing. So it's like, you have to make a choice to believe in something, and then know that, like, if you are in the casino, just know you're in the casino, and your eyes are going to get crusty. You're going to forget what time it is. You're going to have lights and shiny things all in your face. You're going to have all these distractions, and that's just what it is. That's why people compare it to a casino and gambling, because at essence, it kind of is. But the moment you stop and you go, wait, I'm just going to buy and hold this because look, the chart looks good. Long-term outlook looks good. We have everything set up to just not have to do that. But the noise will make you feel like you need to do that because you don't have enough. You're greedy. It's an impatient mindset. And a lot of the times it's not all what it's cracked up to be. So this is what it's actually truly all about, is can you believe in something? Can you have patience for more than a month? I mean, God, these people can't even hold tokens for more than a couple days. So, but there's a metric that Morad pulls out, and he's like, look, there, the metric of people hodling whether it be they're tourists in the market or they're actually holding the token. Here's a metric. Ticker Bitcoin. Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 edu community. All time wallets holding less than $100,000 worth of the token. 1,472. Wallets still holding 50% of peak coins. 337. It's very interesting. Pepe, that's a big metric too. SBX that with all-time wallets holding that, and then wallets still holding the 50% of peak coins. That's a pretty decent metric too. So yeah, I guess the way I am going into the next 6 months is that I'm gonna finally just cut the fat. I'm gonna cut the fat. I'm cutting the fat, guys. Like I'm focusing on Bitcoin. I'm focusing on the memes and the projects and the things that I have had on my radar for years now. And I'm just going to go all in what I already have done the work on. I don't need a new token. I don't need anything new. I don't need a pre-sale. I don't have time for that anymore, because the moment that I'm going to I'm going to be like Michael Saylor. You pick a freaking damn thing and focus on it and work on it. Do it. I'm about to start getting like Shia LaBeouf here. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. But for real, here it is. I'm about to become a Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu Maxi Pulse Chain XYO Bitcoin Maxi. And more so than that too. Pepe. Doge. Need to get thousands of dollars into each of the things that I have already done the damn research. I'm willing to lose it all. That is how you have to feel. You need to be like, if I'm going to do this, I better be willing to lose every single dime that I put in this damn thing. It's either going to zero or it's going to the moon. No in between. It's either going to zero or it's going to the freaking moon. That's how my attitude is. We're either going down with the ship or we're going to Mars. Hit the like button if you agree. Destroy it. We would appreciate it. But we got the X community coming out hot. We got 78 people watching on X. You guys are awesome. Make sure if you are tuning in, you hit the heart button and you repost this. Help me get to 5 million impressions on X. That's the last thing that I need to get monetized on X, is to have 5 million impressions in the past 3 months. Right now, I'm currently at like 400,000 impressions in the past 3 months. So I haven't even hit 1 million yet, but I mean, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. But if more people like you are watching the live streams, then that actually will help with those impressions. So you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. All right, so some stuff that we can keep our eye on for what the exchanges are doing. I think BLOFIN right now, yeah, they're doing some cool thing called the Ace of Trades. So you can compete for a prize pool. So exchanges do this all the time. Like I know OURBIT was having a trading competition as well. This basically is like, if you do good with your trades, you do pretty high trading volume, then you can get an allocation of the prize pool. So you can scan this QR code, and then also you can use my link that's in the description. So yep, it's just between February 8th and March 6th, and then the competition period is starting between the 13th and it goes to March 6th. So number of participant teams is 57. Yeah, so and it's also, you do a team competition, so it's all by team rewards too. So that's awesome. Yeah, so check out the link in the description, see if you want to be a part of the trading competition. But no, this is not financial advice. Also, you could lose all your money. So just know that there are massive risks to trading, and you are not guaranteed anything, but you have to go in with a strategy, risk management, and know that you're going into the den of wolves. So just be careful. Just be very, very careful and cautious. But you don't have to even futures trade at all on these exchanges, by the way, guys. Like, you don't have to trade on these exchanges futures. These exchanges have good spot buys as well. You could just go full spot on these exchanges like BLOFIN or KCEX or OURBIT. Like, they have really good, they pretty much have all the bullish tokens, like all the top trading tokens, and you can just buy spot if you want to. And these have been the easiest exchanges for me, to where if I've made gains and then I want to just like DCA into the game, into whatever I like, and withdraw them out of the exchange, you could do so. There are so many scam exchanges out there that, like, you make a trade or you're trying to, withdraw out, and you can't even withdraw the exchange. That's a scam. So make sure you're using the right exchanges, and also the ones that are in the top list for, like, for instance, like top cryptocurrency spot right now. You got, like, let's go to the ones that I've been using. We got OURBIT right here at the 54 spot. What's another one? I know KCEX was up there a lot higher than I was expecting. Yeah, KCEX, the new partner, they're 36 up in the spot here, and then what is the other exchange that is BLOFIN? I don't know, where's BLOFIN? BLOFIN's probably a little down. BLOFIN's getting up there. They're 93 in the spot. So according to token metrics of spot buying, BLOFIN is 93 in the world of exchanges. Then we have OURBIT is 54 in the spot, for spot. So that's not bad. It's pretty good. And then for KCEX, they are in the 36th spot. So not too bad, not too bad. At least these exchanges are not like down in the tubes down here in the hundreds or 200 spot, because then that would be some very not, we wouldn't want to see those numbers. So we're glad that the exchanges that we've been popping up on the screen actually have pretty good, decent spot buying volume. So getting up there. Derivatives, different story. Derivatives might be a different story here. Okay, OURBIT for derivatives is 40, and then BLOFIN is 50, so that's up there a little bit higher. And don't see KCEX unless I went past it. So I like to pull up these. Oh, they're up to 25 spot. Okay, so they're getting pretty decent trading volume. All right. Okay. I see you, Joe Rogan. All right, thank you guys for hitting the like button. Destroy the like button. There's 28 people watching. We had some people come from the Piper crew, the Piper Academy. If you guys are still here, thank you for tuning in. I know you got redirected, so you're already getting alpha from the Piper Academy and that bullish content. So hopefully I was able to give you another perspective, another edge on the market. And if I did, I'm super happy. Then I accomplished my goal. Consider subscribing. Consider hitting the like button. Maybe consider becoming a member of the channel. Man, Benjamin Cohen would be so stoked on how much I talked about Bitcoin dominance on this live stream. He might just bring me on his channel or let me come to one of his private events. I was a little jealous in Nashville. Like everyone was at that Benjamin Cohen event that was, the KOLs and the people. And I was like, darn, I missed it. Wasn't there just yet, but maybe, just maybe, in Vegas, we'll make it there. Maybe me talking about the dominance so much in this live stream will pique Benjamin Cohen's interest. Clip this and send it to him. That's what you have to do. That's the best way. Is that you clip me being a fool, and we'll see what happens. All right, one of the other tokens I forgot to mention that could have that like lagging pop off effect with Ethereum is Crow. Crow has the potential, I think, to pass $1, especially with this. I think there's some dealings that we don't really know about truly with crypto.com in the United States and the Trump family, the Trump team, and whatever they're doing, whatever Trump's planning, his master plan. The crypto.com CEO was shaking hands and all smiley with Trump. I'm like, what did you talk about? What did you talk about? I want to know. But the chart, I love it, because then this means that if we're going to be buying here at the consolidation level and we get back up to all-time highs, then Crow is going to make people a lot of money. It's gonna be one of those altcoins that really goes up a lot. So bullish on Crow. So here's the thing. There's the coins I'm bullish on the most. I'm bullish on Crow, XYO, Pepe, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, the ticker, the thicker ticker, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu. And I mean, it's pretty simple. I have other tokens that I'm bullish on as well, but those are the ones I'm bullish on the most. I think for me personally, if I keep getting as much money as I possibly can in these particular tokens, and I just call it a day and just have some patience and wait, we're going to do really well. And we might not have to trade at all. We might not have to even put in a single leverage trade at all and still do really well. Doesn't mean we're not going to. Like I said, guys, we're taking a break from the leverage trading because we're gonna find a good entry. We're gonna find one. We're gonna spot one, and we're gonna tell you, and you'll see it do it live. Oh, I'm gonna 100x long Bitcoin soon. But funny enough, my most bullish trades were 200x long Bitcoin trades. One was a Bitcoin perpetual, inverse perpetual using Bitcoin. One was using USDT. Both were only $50 entries. And guess what? Both of those trades got valued and took profits, realized profits of 3K each. Because I 100x long Bitcoin on support at 32K, baby. And so, can we do that again? Can we do it again? Can we establish a epic support trade on Bitcoin? Can we do it? I mean, 91 would have been the goat trade right there. But that was a tricky one. That was like you needed to not be sleeping. But even though we're sitting in these ranges, woo. But no, I don't know. Very irresponsible to be 100x in anything. But if you believe Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million per coin and you have a 2x or 3x leverage trade, I mean, you could probably do pretty damn well. You just got to have some patience. You just got to have some patience. Are you willing? I think the biggest lesson that we can learn from these crypto cycles is maybe what people from the traditional markets have learned is they had to learn patience because the stock market was 10% a year. Like the S&P 500, 10% a year or whatever it is. The traditional stocks and traditional stock market investing is that's what they were used to and had to wait. So if we could maybe just take a little bit of that patience and apply it to crypto, we don't have to wait a year. We don't have to wait that long. I mean, 6 months. I mean, it's really that, can you wait 6 months? I mean, it's not even that long. It's not that long, but in crypto, it feels like 2 years because there's all these people on Deck Screener and all these people posting screenshots of them making millions on, they're like, I put $100 in this and now I have thousands. But then you look at that and think that everyone is doing that, and that's not the case. Not everyone is doing that. If everyone was doing that, there would be no said trenches. But the majority of people, 80% of them, are actually losing on their investment, and it's going the opposite direction for them. So. Oh, how many of you guys still are holding Trump coin? This thing got smashed. Who's still holding Melania? That was a massive rug. I mean, this was probably a worse rug than some of the Solana coins in the past. I mean, this was atrocious. So this is bad. That's a rug. Pumped up to $2 billion and then just I mean, that was just should have been a short waiting to happen. Craziness. Absolute carnage. Destruction. Okay, all right. So real quick, right before we end this live stream, we're going to show you guys what we're doing. The ecosystem that we think that people are going to start flooding into. Maybe you could get into before people start talking about it, and it is the Pulse Chain ecosystem. We've talked about this. If you've been watching this channel for however long, we have talked about Pulse Chain since the drop, since they did the sacrifice, since Pulse Chain that actually went live. We showed you guys that we bridged some funds. We even used the bridge originally, but then now we just use changenow.io to get PLS super quick into the wallet. If you want to just get easy exposure, just go to gopulse.com. GoPulse.com is where you can actually have the Pulse Chain network added. You can use a swap. They have a swap. It's ran by and uses the PulseX liquidity. So it's going from the PulseX liquidity. That's where all of the pools and all of the actual liquidity is in the ecosystem. You can look at your portfolio. So this is a good way to see actually what you have going on. It actually even will show you your LP of what you have in your liquidity pools. Like if you're farming anything, you can see. And also I'll just show you what I'm farming. I'm actually farming the incentive token through providing liquidity with the HEX and the PLS pair. I'm also providing liquidity for this pair, the incentive in the PLSX pair. I've generated $24 of yield so far, 8 incentive token from only providing maybe like this much liquidity. Just only like, it was like 37, 40, whatever. It was like not that much. So, but the fact that I was able to yield this incentive token and harvest it and have barely any slippage or any harm of impermanent loss, this is true yield. I mean, this is like completely different than providing like liquidity on other chains or other aspects of you know, these pools. They're also burning the tokens too. So there's like this burning mechanism that's happening with PLS and also with the incentive token and PLSX. So it's like it's generating yield, it's burning, it's deflationary by its nature, and it's just working. So it's actually generating yield into the incentive token. Okay. The incentive token chart, if you look at the incentive token chart, it's like it's crazy the potential of what this could do, where this could go. If you look at the daily, the all-time high of this token was like it was like $100, $75, almost close to $100. Push 10 when it was trying to pump back up. And guess when that happened? That was when ETH was going. That was when ETH was pumping for alts. Alt season. We had incentive go to $10. We're sitting now at $2.71. You see how if you're farming incentive token through this, earning incentive token over the past months, earning just from my measly little liquidity that I provided, earned 8 incentive tokens over time. I mean, do the math of what you could potentially generate over a period of a year going through these periods, and especially through this remaining bull run year. You could generate a lot. This is just with the measly little, like, you know, injection of what I put in. Imagine what you can do with a couple $1,000. That's generating freaking yield, bro. It's actual yield. So I think the big dogs are going to start to see that, and they're going to go, what the heck have I been doing on Uniswap? They're going to come over here and start getting incentive token, and then holy crap. I don't know. That's just kind of where my head's going. This is why I was already here. And now that I'm like, okay, it works. Now I'm gonna go in more. Now I'm gonna actually go in more. Have all the cobwebs and the dust and all the dust settle with the Richard Hart controversy, the allegations, whatever it may be. Let it settle. Okay, it's settled. Is it still working? Yes. Okay, cool. All right. That's all I need to know. I've already I've harvested. Yeah. It's generating already. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And then you have pump.tires. Basically the pump fund of the Pulse Chain ecosystem. You can create a profile. Let's see, terms. Oh, let's see the terms. Introduction. Welcome to Pump.Tires, an informational interface and technology tool that provides users with blockchain transaction templates. Pump.Tires, also referred to as We, Our, or Us, operates as a non-profit, non-custodial service exclusively offering transaction template tools. We do not provide custodial services, execute trades, or facilitate exchanges for profit. Instead, we simply provide a formatted interface to help users create transaction data that they may independently choose to broadcast to a blockchain network using their own external cryptocurrency wallets. No custody, no brokerage, no exchange, purely a transaction templating tool. This is what this is. I like it. I accept. All right. So I named my profile Retire Dano. You can create your own token on here, just like you can on Pump.Fund. You can follow other tokens. You can see if these tokens finish the bonding curve, which is essentially same as what Pump.Fun. If they finish the bonding curve, they get a liquidity pool set, and then they're ready to go, and then the people can trade it. Same thing happened with these tokens that I particularly picked, which was the Dragon Believer and Desktop. I mean, I don't know if these are even doing well. Let's see. So I've copied the contract. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to the swap. I'm going to go and type in this contract address right here. Okay, cool. Here it is. PC Desktop. I'm going to choose the PLS token, or if you just want to see what it is like raw into a stable, which is like maybe EUSDC or Tether. All right, so I have $5 of PC. Okay, so I don't know. That's probably not doing too well. Let's go back. We're going to go to this token and copy the contract address, and then we can see how much we have of this in value. 18 bucks or so. Okay, so not too bad. But then if you want to see what else you have, look, like, say I have like the incentive token here. I have 8 incentive token, and then it's worth that much. And then you can see there is a pump token. So that links with the pump.tires. There is also a pump token. Also, it gives you a trending list of what's trending in the swaps right now in terms of the Pulse Chain ecosystem. Here you go. By the way, on this gopulse.com, you can see the 24-hour performance of all coins in a bubbles form. So it's really cool. It's got the Pulse Chain vibe. It's got the Pulse vibe. You can get all the stats you want. Blocks, you can see the blocks. You can see the validators. You can see all the things happening. If you go to GoPulse just right here, you can actually just see, look, here's the popular coins, here's the wrapped coins, the bridged coins, the most popular meme coins, perpetuals. I mean, there's just like, yeah, there's just stuff happening over here, and I would just, it's fun. I like the DeFi aspect. It's easy. It's like, it seems pretty straightforward. You can even run this as a software off your terminal on your computer. So if you want to be completely off like the web browser and just go right into the software, you can do it. You can run this just like right off your terminal. All right, so there's your little injection of DeFi on Pulse Chain, and somewhere you could go into where not a lot of people are really talking about it. Everyone's focused on the Solana pump fund and all that stuff, and now they're getting the, you know, Binance is coming back into the mix. But here's the thing, guys. You got to be where people don't give a crap yet. That's probably the key. You know, Headband talks about these. Like, look, you know, I'm going to be where people also aren't. They're just not paying attention yet. You know, they're not paying attention. They will. You got to find the thing that is going to, it's going to be that next bucket of water that fills up. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I think I talked enough. And I actually want to show you guys, this is a really fun playlist. This playlist that that Spotify put together with my music is really good. It's 50 songs. It's about a 2 hour and 30 minute playlist, and it's got some of my tracks in here mixed in with some other stuff that kind of fits the vibe. So I encourage you guys to check it out, and maybe become a monthly listener of Constant Swimmer and also Constant Swimmer Radio. Be pretty cool. Check it out. There's going to be some new stuff that I release this year. I don't know exactly when I'm going to do it, but just keep an eye out. And if anything, I'll have the release on here. You'll see in the music section that I'll have new music, and you'll be able to buy it. You'll be able to buy physical copies, and also probably some NFT stuff to go along with it. So look out for that, because we're going to do some fun stuff. All right. With that being said, thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Ding the bell to be notified when I go live. We go live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. We moved the time. It was starting at 11:30, but we figured like we're going to start at 10 and stream till 11:30. But man, we went till 12 o'clock. So I don't know. We've been yapping our trap, but we really appreciate you guys coming in. Hopefully you absorbed all that information. We basically broke down our thesis into how we're going to attack the rest of this year in this market and position ourselves to not get so distracted with the noise. We are going to cut through the noise with our katana, with our samurai sword, with our weapon of choice, and we are going to slice through the noise, and we are going to be successful. We'll see you later.